Well, there it goes. Another good morning session and another PR. For the last 5 or 6 weeks, I've basically hit a PR on the good morning every week. I've done 3 PRs with normal stance, and now I've done 2 PRs in a wide stance good morning. This is like the most comfortable thing for me, if I'll be honest with you. It's hard work, don't get me wrong. I'll probably be weak now for the next 2-3 days because it taxes the hell out of me. There's no back offsets or anything. I just work up to a heavy PR basically, and then I call it quits. It taxes me a lot. Obviously I'm pushing hard. It's a 10 rep max or whatever I did today, 11 or whatever. I haven't counted them yet, but I find myself going back to these good mornings over and over again, and I keep progressing. It would be silly for me to walk away from something that's working so well. Even though I'm not trying to lean over when I squat, this is where my body wants to be. This is where I'm comfortable, so I'll continue doing that, and I'll do accessories to try and address whatever is causing me to lean over in the squat, because the way it is right now, I feel like the deadlift is going to improve if I continue to do the good mornings, because the deadlift is a bent over position exercise. And the squats, as long as I'm doing them high bar and front squat, they're going to continue to struggle because of that poor leverage position that I find myself in with the high bar and the front squat. Maybe my anterior chain is piss weak, and that's what's letting me down. Quads, hip flexors, abs, all of that is probably weak. I don't know. I find myself, comfortable in a bent over position, and I see the same thing carrying through. Like, for instance, in a deadlift off the floor, I'm finding it quite hard to get off the floor, right? That's kind of like a more vertical position than normal, right? I don't know. It's whenever I need my quads to give me a push, I struggle. So quad weakness, perhaps. Anterior chain weakness, probably more accurate. It engulfs all of it. It's not just one system. It's the whole system. It's not just one part of the system. I was watching something last night from T Nation. One of you fellas left a link for a video, and you gave me a time stamp or where to listen. I ended up listening to damn near half of the thing. It was a couple of fellas, Chris Thibodeau, always butcher his name. Thibodeau, I think. The fella from T Nation. Him and another fella sat down and essentially gave a PowerPoint presentation on lifting right for your body type, and they go into do you have long legs, short legs, long arms, short arms, and they run through where you're going to struggle. And as I was listening to this, they basically identify me perfectly. Even if you don't know what your limbs are and your leverages are, if you listen to a guy like that speaking, you listen to that particular lecture, you'll see that you know what you're weak at, you know what you're strong at, and you'll find yourself falling not neatly into a box, or damn near neatly. What they were recommending for long legs like mine, short torso, is trying to do whatever you can with accessory lifts to stay upright. So today I did some Hindu squats, weighted. I want to do belt squats. I want to do hack squats. Just quads. Quads and adductors is what they identify to be weak for people that have long legs. So that's one thing. And if you have long legs in a deadlift, they also identify the same things to be weak, and they say you need to do a lot of, you guessed it, quad work to get you off the floor. Things like, I've not considered this in the past, maybe some of you guys have told me this, but I don't know, it kind of hit me pretty well mentally. I thought, wow, this is a great idea. They're called floor to knee deadlifts. So it's essentially practicing the initial part, right? Breaking the floor. So they recommended basically the same stuff as with the squats. Lots of quad work. Deficit deadlifts is another thing they said would be a really good idea for me. And the other thing was, with my short arms, they talked about what short arm guys need to do. Wider grip on the bench press, lots of pecs and lats work, which is interesting. So they give you a bit of a rundown of what accessories you should be doing, as in where the weaknesses are. But this sort of stuff, like here, I'm doing 130 kilos of a good morning, and yeah, it's hard work, man, but that is a lot of freaking weight, man. It's a lot of freaking weight for somebody that can squat what I can squat, so, but if you think to yourself, okay, 130 kilo, that's 260 deadlift. Some people say it should be 50%. In my normal stance, I can probably do 140, so my deadlift is 280. My deadlift is probably, I'm just fantasizing here now, dreaming, but maybe it's 280 if I could get the damn thing off the floor, right? If I could get the thing moving. I have no problem once the weight gets moving. It's just that I lose a lot of positioning and I lose a lot of integrity trying to wrestle with the bar off the floor because I don't have quads, let's say, or anterior chain. I struggle with that. But this sort of stuff, where I'm leaning over, I just feel like I'm in my element. It feels comfortable. It feels like I've got the weight exactly where I want it to be. It's almost like I'm playing a sport and I've got the opponent exactly where I want it. Like, this is my strength. The trouble is in the powerlifting or in the weightlifting or whatever you want to call it, there is optimal, let's say, I hate that word, but there's physics essentially, and if that bar starts to drift away from your midline too far, then you start to wrestle with your own self, with gravity. So yeah, you can, lift like that, and take it into your strength. But the point is, as a system, as a physical system, like, as in physics, you are not being efficient. And for me, I know for a fact, like, the deadlift is such a freaking ease to me once I get it moving. So it's like, okay, I can continue doing good mornings, I continue to do RDLs and all that stuff, but really the rate limiting step for me is just a damn thing, man, off the floor. So imagine if I could get the thing off the floor, and then imagine all the work I could get for my upper half of my deadlift if I was moving 270, 280 on a regular basis. See how one little thing can hold back the whole system? Imagine if I could handle 280 on a regular basis instead of 240 or 250 or 260. It's a big difference, man. So as soon as you identify that weakness, things start to move. So I think I won't change anything. But I'll give this some more thought, and it won't hurt me to implement some more, quad work. I've already been doing it anyway, but it's just some more justification, just more rationale behind why I need to do belt squats and hack squats and things of that nature, and just give it a bit of a blast, with quad work, and then see where I end up. If I start feeling better off the floor, then who knows? Good things might happen. And that's the thing. You try and you move. But I won't stop doing good mornings just because that's my strength. I want to keep pushing my strength. I want to get that thing to 150, 160. How sick would that be? Anyway, guys, appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.